Good morning, my friends. How are you today? I hope you're having a good morning so far and there's some sunlight coming into your house and you had a good sleep and you had a good wake up and now you're maybe have full bellies, you had some yummy breakfast and you washed your face and brushed your teeth and brushed your hair, got your wiggles out, and you're here for our lesson. So let's start by saying hello. Did you bring your heart? From my heart to your heart. Hello, my friends. I'm sure you're learning lots and growing, and I can't wait to see you and hear all about it. And to all my friends connected underneath our rainbow of learning and love, I miss you, and we all miss each other, but we're still connected no matter where we are. And yeah, so we went last week from 1 month into a new month. So who knows which month we're in now? So we're no longer in the month of April. We're done with April, and we're in the month of May. Yeah, May. So today is Wednesday, May 6th. Already is number 6. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th of May. And we're still in this season of spring. So hopefully you're seeing lots of signs of spring. You're probably seeing your grass turn greener and there's more birds out and more flowers and lots of insects. And today we're going to talk about the honeybee. And yeah, lots of things happening in spring. And the month of May only happens in the season of spring, so that's really special. And here today it's very sunny. So on my weather book, I wrote May 6th and I drew the sun. And there really was no precipitation. It was just dry this morning with a few pine needles from the wind. But yeah, really not a rainy time for us these past couple days. Although I think there will be lots more rain because we know that rain is something that happens a lot in spring. All right, so let's get started. I just have my bird book here, so hopefully you've been working on your bird book and maybe you're seeing different birds as they come back to Ottawa, and maybe you're jotting them down or drawing pictures of them or noticing the different colors, all those good things. All right, so let's start by saying bonjour and how we're feeling in French. So we're gonna go, aujourd'hui, ça va bien. Aujourd'hui, ça va bon. Aujourd'hui, ça va comme ci, comme ça. Aujourd'hui, ça va fantastique. Oui, I hope it's going fantastique for you today. And we're going to just go right into looking at our bees. Oh, these are stuck on this table today. Get a little bit more space. So we'll start there. Okay, so I wanted to show you this book because it has some great pictures of bees. And so basically every hive has a queen bee, and it is a big bee, and this bee is in charge of the hive, and a whole group of bees we call a colony. So here we have a picture there. That's sort of what the queen bee looks like, and that's what the inside of a hive looks like. And so when we have the eggs, they're laid inside each hexagon shape, and that's also where the honey can be produced. And one cool thing about bees is that the worker bees perform a waggle dance. So what they do is they go out and they find flowers that have nectar, and then they come back and they tell the other bees where there is nectar based on their dance. And then those bees go out and they come back and they bring food in for the hive and they make honey. And yeah, the queen fertilizes many eggs. And then as you can see here, there's all of these bees working in the hive and doing their specific job, which is neat. Okay, so here I have the life cycle of the honeybee. So I'm going to send it to you in 2 ways. One is going to be this circle and one's going to be like this. So here are the 4 main parts of the life cycle. So the first one is the egg, and we'll put that first. And then after it's the egg, it turns into something we call larva. And all insects follow this first two initial stages of growth. So they go from egg into a larva and then into a pupa like this. So next week we're going to talk about butterflies and them going into their chrysalis. And the pupa is sort of a similar thing to that. And then they come out of the pupa as an adult bee, adult honeybee. Okay, so that's how your life cycle would look. And you can do it this way. You can make it into a book. You can do it on the circle. You can do it both. You can color it. And maybe a grown-up can help you by labeling it. Sorry, Sloan is playing downstairs. And then here we have a picture of a large honeybee and all of the parts of the bee. So here are all the many parts of the bee. And some of them you'll recognize right away, like the wings and the eyes and the antennas. But one thing that's interesting about insects is that they all have three main body parts. And they have the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. The head, the thorax, and the abdomen. So whenever you're drawing an insect or if you're looking at insects, that's what they'll have. They'll have those three parts. And then of course their legs and their eyes and their antennas, their wings. Bees have a stinger at the back against predators. And here they have the proboscis where they can collect nectar from. Yeah, so I'm going to send that to you as well. And you don't have to label it, or you can have a grown-up label it, or you can just color it, or you can just talk about the different parts of the honeybee, whatever you want to do. It's a cool thing to look at and to think about. And of course, honeybees make honey. So maybe you can even have some honey to celebrate this amazing work that they do. All right, so let's move into our sounds today. So we are going to look at two new sounds, and then we're going to play a game with some of our old sounds. And yeah, it'll be fun. So I hope you've been practicing your sounds and you're remembering more and more of them, and maybe doing some tracing as well, right? So you can always practice writing or doing it on a chalkboard, or maybe even big sidewalk chalk outside, different things like that. So the first sound we're going to look at is this sound here. This is the sound Z, okay? So if you didn't know it, that's okay. You maybe haven't seen it before. It's the sound Z, Z, Z for zipper, Z, okay? And then this sound here is the sound for fish and fun, F, okay? So I have some pictures, and we're going to play the matching game underneath our sounds. All right, so let's see, what do we have first? Ooh, I have this big vegetable. It's not a cucumber. It's a zucchini. So where is the Z sound? I have Z. Yeah, this is the Z sound. So zucchini starts with a Z. Z. All right. What's this? It's a picture of a frog. Yeah, frog. Is it a zrog? No, it's not a zog. It's a frog. So there, it goes underneath the F sound for frog. All right, and then I have a zebra. Zebra. And it goes under the Z for zebra. And then I have, let's do this one. Then I have a fox. Fox. And that's going to go under the F for fox. Then I have, ooh, oh, do you know what these are? They're so yummy. It's a fig. Fig. So should it go under the Z or the F? Yeah, F for fig. And then we have the zipper. Zipper. Z. And that's going to go here. Zipper. Awesome. So we have, try to move back so you can see a little bit more, our F and our Z. All right. So now I'm going to move these to the side, and we'll play one game of knock knock where we'll see who's there. Okay, so I'm going to mix them up, and let's see. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? What sound is it? It's the sound, yeah, F for fish. Awesome. And What sound is this one going to be? It's the sound Z, Z for zebra. Z. There we go. So those are our 2 new sounds for today. Now the game I was going to talk to you about, what you could play, is with all of your sounds that we've done so far. We've done so many. Maybe you've got them on cards like I've made them, or maybe you have them on a big sheet. Lots of different ways. So what we can do is we can mix all our sounds together. And this is just so simple but fun. And you just take one. You can even do big knock knock. And you can even grab from the inside of your deck, whatever you want. And you're just going to hold up and tell me what sound it is. It's the sound B. Yeah, B, B, baby. Awesome. And then you can put it down in front of you and either say something that starts with the sound B, or the sound that you chose, and then go get that thing. So if you have a B, B, baby, or B, box, you can go get it and put it underneath, and then you can do that for a bunch of sounds. So maybe you can do 5 a day or 10 a day and just practice. So let me do another one. Maybe I'll mix mine up and grab one out of there. I'm gonna grab this sound. What sound did I grab? Yeah, I grabbed R for rug, or rope. So if I was playing a game where I was laying out some sounds maybe on the floor, I could go get something that starts with this sound R and bring it right in front of it. Okay, let's do one more together. I'm going to choose this green one. What sound did I choose? I chose the sound yeah, iguana. So again, you could play that fun game. All right, so I think it's just about practicing your sounds in different ways you can, and that's a fun way to do it. Okay, so let's move on to math. So last week we talked a little bit about addition, and you guys made an addition sign, an equal sign, and hopefully you've been having fun kind of putting things together, and we used our little heart to show that when we do addition, we're putting things together because they love each other, and it gives us a bigger number. So this week we're going to move ahead with our numbers, and we're going to go to number 11 and 12. So when we count past 10, our 10 fingers and our numbers from 1 to 10, our next 2 numbers are 11 and 12, okay? And a fun way to count 12 is with an egg carton. These are going to roll. Sorry. Or with an egg carton, because there's 12 slots in an egg carton. So we'll do that together and we'll practice. All right, so this number here, when we have a 1 and a 1, we have the number 11. So let's start by clapping our hands 11 times. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Awesome. So this is number 11. And now I'm going to take my counters and I'm going to put 11, and I'm going to put 1 into each. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So when I have 11 in my egg carton, I used acorns because I had some of those acorn tops hanging out. So when I have 11, I have only 1 empty space in my egg carton. Okay, so that is 11. All right, so I'm going to take them out. And this is a game you could do with any number. You could take all of your numbers from 1 now to 12 and pull out a number and then count that many into your egg carton. Because it's a nice thing to count into because it keeps it really organized. Okay, so then the other number we're looking at today is 12. A 1 and a 2 gives me the number 12. So let's start by clapping our hands 12 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome. 12. Okay, so now I'm going to count my counters into my egg cartons, and I'm going to count all the way to 12. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12. And another, maybe you've heard this before, but we say a dozen. That's what we say sometimes for 12. And that's why we have a dozen eggs, or we have 12 spots in our egg carton. So this is number 12. And so when I count 12 into my egg carton, I have one thing in each spot, 12. All right. And then what we'll just do is play a little game of knock knock. And I'll knock knock, and you can, I'll hold it up, and you can tell me what number it is. Let me mix them up. Okay, so knock knock. Who's there? Okay, what number is it? A 1 and a 2 is number 12. Yeah, that's right. 12. Okay. Who's there? Ah, a number 1 and a 1 is number 11. That's right. So 11 and 12. All right, so I hope that you had fun with that. And again, you can count your other numbers into here as well. That's great practice. And you only need 12 counters. Okay. All right, and then we're just going to continue a little bit with our bees. And I want to show you this cute little, fun craft, I guess, to do with your bees. So I just made these. They're for your fingerprints. Okay, so it's so simple. So all you need is a piece of white paper and a marker and a pen. So what you do is you just take your yellow marker and you color your finger. Isn't that fun? You color your finger and then you press down onto your paper. Oh, mine has a little bit of green. Okay, so I added some green to this marker. There. And then you kind of have the body shape of your bee. And then you just kind of add some body parts, some wings to the side, a head, the antennas, and a stinger on the bottom. And there, I made another bee. Okay? And then of course go wash your hand really well and get the marker off your hand. But yeah, I thought you'd have fun, and you can do, you know, maybe your thumb as the queen bee, and then a bunch of little bees around it, whatever you want to do. And then here's a little poem, a finger poem about bees. So it goes, here is a beehive. Where are the bees? Hidden inside where nobody sees. Here they come, creeping out of their hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zzz. Okay, should we do it again? So you can take your hand, put your thumb in, and close it. And we're going to say, here is a beehive. Where are the bees? Hidden inside where nobody sees. Here they come, creeping out of their hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bees buzzing around. And of course, if we see a bee buzzing around, we don't want to hurt it. If we get out of its way, it will stay away from us, right? So we know that it has to go out and collect nectar and do the important work of pollination. So we definitely don't want to hurt them. And we can just watch them and observe nature. And yeah, that's what I would like. And I haven't seen any bees yet, so. All right, now the last thing we're going to do today is some work with tongs and possibly chopsticks if you think you'd like to try that. Okay, so what I have here is a dish, and I just put some socks of Sloan's in it and scrunchies. You could also use, if you have pom-poms, that's what we use in class, but I don't have any pom-poms here. Anything that's kind of cloth because it's easier to grab. You could also use cotton balls if you have cotton balls, anything like that. So the activity is really kind of simple, but I thought it's still good because we practice in class. So in class we have little tongs. At our house here, we don't have any little tongs, but it's still really good exercise for my hand because I'm using all of my hand muscles to work these tongs. So my finger muscles are being used, the strength of my hand. So using a big one isn't actually that bad. It's kind of different and good. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go into your dish and pick one thing at a time. So you don't want to try to grab everything at once. You just want to grab one thing at a time and move it onto your floor or table. Like that. There, so I got everything out of my dish, and I got to use the tongs. And then I can even put them back up with the tongs, back into my dish. Okay, so that is a fun activity. And then the other thing you can do, if you maybe have child-size chopsticks, or maybe if you're bigger and you want to try using adult chopsticks, you could do this as well. So this is the same sort of activity where you're going to just go in with your chopsticks and you're going to use your hands like this. A lot of you have had lessons like on chopsticks in class, and you're just going to try pushing them together and grabbing one thing at a time, looking to see and using your hand strength to get all your stuff out, okay? And again, you can use cotton balls and pom-poms, and even, so if you have smaller socks, or even if you cut up fabric, you can use that inside it. So those are just some ideas and some different things to work the muscles in our hands and our eye and our hand coordination, because we have to look and see, and we have to use muscles. So lots of things going on, and it's such good practice for you. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that, and you have lots of things to practice, and then there'll be one more video with the story today. All right? So say bye to you from my heart to your heart. Bye, my friends. I hope you enjoyed our lesson. And bye to all my friends under the rainbow. I miss you, and I'll see you soon.